Kengi High.
Good evening, one and all. It's Friday, and I know that means variety, but the variety today is actually to swing back over to Warframe, because we have some unfinished business, don't we? Oh, we definitely have some unfinished business, but first things first, thank you very much, Mirrorlade, for the gifted subs going out to Cyanide 2, to Shinobilinks, to Dash, to Mongu123451, and to Hapap82, and then the prime resub from the Raven King 1347. You know what you guys have just done for me right now? You've done something really, really amazing. You reminded me. Yeah, I was struggling so much with the stream fighting starting up today, I forgot to grab my tea from the kitchen. So I'm going to be back in just a second whilst I grab that cuppa. Right then. Now that's sorted out. Cheers all. Cheers indeed. Yeah, my OBS decided to argue with me on one of the docks, popped it out, and then everything started breaking. Panicked on that, and then I forgot my tea. What a brilliant start, eh? What an absolutely brilliant start. But thank you very much again, Mirrorlade, the Raven King, and whilst I went to grab that tea, we got a resub as well from J Druid. J Druid, thank you very much there. Much appreciated all round. That puts you with that lovely bronze badge next to your name. J Druid also saying, but what did you hear about building around Nova's for? Because I'm scared to use her unless I'm running solo missions, because so many people hate the slow effects, but everyone builds around power strength. I mean, you can use the speed effects as well. You can absolutely do that as well. So, yeah. Let's walk everyone through what is going on with Nova these days, shall we? Let's walk y'all through that, because we got Nova right here. Now, I have been doing some fiddling, I've been doing some investigating, I've been doing all the things that you'd expect a content creator to do when there is a rework of a frame. You haven't touched her in so long? Well, there has been literally a rework this week, J Druid. So, don't you worry about it. Things have changed. In fact, things have changed so much that up the top here, I now have defunct, defunct, and defunct. Because I don't need the extra loadout slots, and whatever was there before no longer matters. Yeah. Am I certain there's going to be no more hotfixes to her? I think there are going to be hotfixes, and I think I may be part of the reason why. I'm not going to take full credit, but I am certainly putting bits of her on blast in places, which is going to lead to it. That is what I believe. Now, before we do get diving into all the nitty-gritty of that, you may notice over on, well, like that side of the screen, maybe all the way over there, way off the camera, we have a little bit of text just kind of impeding on the screen. That is saying squats and a few other bits and pieces. And as it so happens, that number needs to go up, doesn't it? I'm just grabbing the tool for that one. There it is, the QTCC info box, as I so neatly named it. Because since last stream, cheers Calton for the bit. Since last stream, there's been a few more donations. It's almost as if I ask people in a video for donations to Quest to Conquer Cancer, some people step up to the plate. And every single person who has, thank you very, very much on that. So we are no longer on, what was it before? We must have ended on about $430. We're now on $614 raised, with the most recent donation from Ashley at a full $37. That must emerge from my cave once more to a great cause. So Ashley, if indeed you are watching the stream right now, never know, but all the same, thank you very much for donating to QTCC. Which also means we got a whole bunch of squads to do. By my reckoning, a total of 61 needed. We've done so far on this 43, that is another 18. So it's a quick set. A quick set. So, let's get that sorted, shall we? Let's get that sorted. One makes the agreement and one makes good on said agreement. Oops, hit the camera. Oh well, it's fine. Get ourselves nice and center frame. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, easy peasy. 6, 7, 8, 9, there's our double digits. Then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, keep your back straight, 18, there it is. I think I counted 18 correctly. You know what? I may not have, let me know. I'm fairly certain I counted 18 there. Ah. Hey, Cal J, thank you very much for the 100 bits cheered as well. Much appreciated on that. Much, much appreciated. Okay, so, squats. Update the details on that. We are now at the full 61. Boop. I'll populate through in just a moment there. Cool. You swapped Wormhole for Eclipse triple stack DR? Eh, I don't think that's necessary. If you're going to use Eclipse, use it for the damage bonus, but yeah. I don't think that's necessary just like that. But let's have a look at these other bits and pieces. On Temple Side Professor X, it helps me just keep my arms out of the way, keeps focus on the posture. That's why I do it that way. Because there's no point exercising if you're not going to have the right posture for it. So, keeping the flow through, back straight as you go down, ass out on the down, the power through your legs, up straight. Keep your head basically going up and down rather than leaning into it. That's a proper squat. That is a proper squat. Now, I did jump briefly into No Sympathy stream just before starting up here to showcase what was going on with Nova. Y'all had seen this on the Wednesday stream if you're around for it. Hello, Mecca. But let me remind you just what silliness Nova is currently capable of. And oh boy howdy, is it silliness. Let's swap this out for something more appropriate for the situation. Let's go with the Dual Toxicist. You can't go wrong with Dual Toxicist, let's be real. You can't go wrong with them. Let's just load up. It's funny seeing your shield stay at 900 plus while being swarmed. I mean, my shield's done pretty well as well. But I'm sure you'll see. We've got a few different ways of playing that. This is going to be the Natarok way of playing that. I don't know what map we have got on the other side.
Life support has been cut off.
I'm just
They're
gonna
trying to choke you out. Hold on. I'm sending auxiliary life support.
I can't tell if I'm setting this up correctly or not. Yep. Alright, the enemies can come in now. Ah! Wrong screen? Shit. My bad. I was too satisfied getting this started. My bad. So yeah, this is what's happening now. For those of you with photosensitive epilepsy, sorry for killing you. For everyone else, sorry for having you on the wrong screen briefly. Everything's alt-tabbed. Not today, Kelton. It's not a Wednesday or a Sunday. What's this? This is basically breaking the game. If I step around here, come on enemies, walk in. Actually walk in, threaten me. Come on. I need them to actually come in the room. Come on, walk in. I mean, they're stepping in bit by bit. But yeah. This is insane? Yeah. This has to be fixed. Like, there's no two roads about it. This can't stay like this. You'll know it. There's just no way. There's no way that D will leave it in like this. I mean, I can give them a speed boost to try and get them a little bit more excited to run in here and die. But they'll still run in here and die. The only thing this is weak to is a Arctic Eximus or a Nullifier. Because the way their shots interact with their shields interact with an Atteruk. Cuba Heck, Pillage, Anti-Meta Drop, Ult Fire. You don't need to use the Ult Fire on a Cuba Heck. You don't need the Ult Fire on it. Oh, when I get close to it. Come on, run through. I'm not sure why they're all sat at that doorway, I'm not gonna lie to you. Not sure why they're all just kind of sitting there. It's like they want to come through, but they're scared, which is kind of wild. Okay, what's the orange ray of death? This is a Atteruk and Nova. Atteruk and Nova. Oh, okay, that guy hit me through the wall. That's Xmas for you. We're not shipping off to suicide. I mean, I'm getting kills. It's just I'm not getting kills as fast as I theoretically could. Because a lot of them are deciding to be over there. So I could just do that. I think that might have helped with the backfire. I mean, I can just continuously do this as well. Oh. There we go. See, that is an option. I feel like that is just ruining my frames. Just a little bit. Need to try this as soon as possible. It's gonna get patched. It's gonna get patched. There's absolutely no way that you're gonna leave this in. So yeah. I'm not even gonna push this to the point of getting the round of war because it is this ridiculous. Like, I'm going to have to abort from this mission. There you are. In fact, we can abort now. I've demonstrated enough that that is definitely going to get resolved. And one of the simplest ways I've heard that they could resolve it is to just remove punch through on projectiles that have gone through the portal. Do that, job done. Did this work before the Nova rework? Not the same way. Because there was duration on the portals, once they timed out, you needed to set it up again. Aside from that, yes. Now with the removal of duration, it can be literally endless. And that is extreme. Because it takes a few shots to create a constant wall of death, like a reliably strong one. And then you've got to set it up on all the different entry points. There I just got one. But even on a room with 4 entry points, that's 4 portals, 4 setups, and then it's just running. That's too much. I'm sure pretty much everyone here can agree that was too much. Yeah. That will be addressed. But that's our generalist Nova. Can do all kinds of things. But let's switch to Enriched Pulsar for a bit. Let's switch to an Enriched Pulsar. Grab ourselves a Cuba Heck. Standard loadout will work just fine on that. Keep the Dual Toxis Chronon Prime. I have got absolutely no issues with that. Worm Prime Verglass, all the good stuff. Yeah. So, this time without portal shenanigans, because I think I have subsumed Wormhole off this one. Played around Kome much? Kome I actually haven't touched yet. It was conservation first, now I want to get back to Nova, because I was working on that, and then it can be Kome.
Must be practiced to truly master.
So we've got a much larger starting tile this time. But again, if we were doing the portal shenanigans, all I need to do is set up one of them here. And then... set up one of them here. Set up one of them here. And that would cover all the doorways. And then wherever enemies seem to be spawning in the middle of the room, I would just set up another one there. Easy. 10 Alkaplasma works as well. Does it have infinite range? Because I know it has unlimited body punch through, but does it have the infinite range needed? If the projectile ever times out, it doesn't work. Alright.
They have just shut down all systems.
Just activate a couple of abilities. Let's give everything a speed boost, because why not? And then let's grab that right there and explode. And explode. And explode. And let's explode. Now this isn't the most powerful setup, but I am basically just recasting the one. I think I have... Oh, there we are, that had run out. There it is. And this is pretty effective. Let's give everything a speed boost again, because I don't think they're fast enough. Neutron Star? Yep, that's why it's called Pulsar in this particular build. Because we constantly pulse it. Hello Flo, how you doing? Let's just re-up that. There we go. Oh, I need to wall latch. That's one thing I do need to keep on with this build. Keep on top of that wall latch. As long as I do that, we're good. You can see the damage output is plenty sufficient. And if you ever need more, then we just go that. That works too. Have we done the portal shenanigans? Oh, have they been nerfed? No. No, they have not yet been nerfed, but they will do. I highly recommend you do not mess with them for any real length of time unless you want your account to be banned. Like, seriously. Because it has the potential for an AFK setup. If you AFK game, you will probably be banned. Don't risk it. Even if you think, oh, you won't be the one, you will. Don't risk it. Your account's worth more than that. What I demonstrate to show what D you'll be nerfing is a demonstration of what D you'll be nerfing. It is not an endorsement of AFK gameplay. This, however, is very active. We're just kind of bouncing around, keeping our buffs running, and sneezing. If you get something heavier, shoot it in the head. And then sneeze. It's a really quite simple combo. If you get a really large group and you really want to go out, bam. But mostly you can just sneeze. Make sure you get those wall latches in, because Arachne, kill the big guy, sneeze. Nourish, re-up. Subsume wormhole off. Am I safe from whatever your exploit is people banned? It's not getting people banned, but if you AFK game, you will likely be banned because Warframe doesn't allow that. If you don't do the AFK setup, then you're fine. You're fine. And I might be wrong. It might be that Dean goes, nah, it's not that AFK. We'll leave it in. I'm like, are you for real? And likely other people who've been banned for other things similar will be like, are you for real? But that aside. Am I using Archon Vitality for double heat procs? No. Because it would take up the mod space for the extra heat proc, whereas I don't know that it's really needed. I'm trying to kill them with more direct damage than that. Oh, I did the slow one, I need the quick one. I don't need it, the quick one's nicer. So I could be using it for the double procs, you are absolutely right. But I don't know if I need it. I'll consider that in the build. Maybe it's a smart idea. just... Oops. There we go, I got the wall latch. Continue the damage. Maybe, just maybe, do you let it slide? Don't gamble with me bans, okay? If at any point you find yourself, maybe I won't get banned, it's probably a good idea not to screw around with it. Can you use Apple product to get stream rewards? I'm trying to pass your question there. Can you get drops on an Apple iOS Twitch app? You can earn them, but you need to go to desktop to claim them. However, there are not currently drops active on this stream. Can you join in with other giveaways on this stream whilst on the Twitch app? Yes. Should you use something other than Apple? Maybe. Figure that one for yourself. Let's go. Wall latch, increase the damage. Beautiful. 5 minutes in, 532 kills. So it's not the most impressive, but it's working. I find it very likely, Flo, that D will nerf it because it's an AFK strat. Not this one, the prior one. They would take steps to reduce the likelihood of people having access to an AFK setup. Because they don't want people to have an AFK setup. Okay, let's slow you down. Whoa, boy. Tormund being a little bit too feisty there. There we go. Okay, now we can switch back to the speed ups. I'm running a bit shy on the life support here. Might need to put in a bit more effort. There we go. That killed a couple more things, didn't it? Ah, I got stuck on an enemy. There we are. Life support's still a little bit on the low side. So I'm saying depends on the nature. Yeah, and you want to be the person who's on the wrong side of depends. Do you ever want to be the person on the wrong side of depends when you have absolutely no say in the discussion? None. You are a user of the product. That's all. You're not an arbiter of the rules. Do you don't want to be using a multi-code verbal left? I mean, have you got any reason to believe that? I feel like that's a false equivalence, which is disingenuous to discussion. When comparing AFK strategies and going, yeah, but what about gun code? I feel like that is just a distraction, if anything. Hello, Moon. How's the build? Explosive.
So, how's the build?
Very explosive. That's not what you're doing? Okay, Zom, you're probably just saying things for the sake of saying them then. Because I don't know what you're trying to say otherwise. I figured you were saying something about the discussion of, you know, bannable exploits, but evidently weren't. My bad. Where's the life support? It's over this way. Because I'm going to need it, as my kill rate apparently is both sufficient and insufficient. That's a shame, that's going to screw up spawns. How does Novus 2 charge? It takes up to 5 shots for a maximum of 25,000 damage, but it can have a lower amount if you're 5 shots or weaker than that. And then it multiplies it by the multiplier, turns that into blast damage, AoE, no fall off, bada bing, bada boom. That's how. Yes, very much emphasis on the bada boom. Oh yes. Let's just request more enemies. No Nova Guiders yet. No Nova Guiders yet. Because he literally went and changed shit whilst I was making it. As you can see, just using the 2 is a very, very effective area blapper. But we can also use the 1 with a lot of buffs. The 2 doesn't use all those buffs in the same way. So the 2 has a lower ceiling than the 1 in terms of how many buffs it can pick up. But because of its higher base potential, it actually ends up stronger. Exactly, Mirrorlade. Exactly, yeah. Do not risk. I have demonstrated, and only demonstrated. Wow, Misery got absolutely blapped by that first wave. And it's dead. Misery, I think, might actually be the weakest Acolyte. Just putting it out there. They might be the weakest.
We will all share in this bounty. Hold out as long as you can.
I can see why there is a 2-second cooldown on being able to recast her 1. Because imagine this if I could cast it as fast as my casting speed. It's not very good at taking out the big stuff, but everything else does kind of die. Which is the aim. Just get rid of that Jade Xmas instantly, don't mind me. Is he using Orbit? For the 1, yes. This would not be possible without that. What do you think is the most turn off your brain Warframe other than Revenant Octavia? I mean, Labos allows you to. You could be as active or as passive with him as you like, really. But I think Rhino probably sets up there because you just kind of Iron Skin Raw go. That's pretty brainless. Zaku? Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of Warframes where you can just kind of set things going, isn't there? So it depends on how far down you want to define it. But yeah, I'd say this is a manageable setup. It's, again, not the most powerful. I am using a lot of different buffs all at once here to make her 1 actually workable, and then it's the high enemy density which is also putting it together. What do I think of the Caliban rework? I still need to properly have a look at them. I can look at one thing at a time. Unless you want shit results, but I don't think anyone wants that, so. Previously, it was Conservation, now it's Nova. Up next will be Kome, then I'll look at Caliban. That's the process I intend to go through them. And at some point in amongst all this, also get the series started I want to start on. Because that's a thing. Is every Friday going to be a Warframe this month? Not every Friday. Well, at least it's not planned for every Friday. But I figured we got QTCC going on. And we got a big ol' update, and I've got stuff to cover, so hey, why not? Why not? Speaking of, if those of you here would like to support on QTCC as well, help us get towards that goal, and unlock all the fun things throughout the month as well, then exclamation mark QTCC in the chat, follow the link, every donation helps, absolutely. We have that. Yeah, this is about as far as I can take the 1 without trying to build some hyper invested setup. Like, almost perilously invested. I could theoretically be like, oh, let's start using all of these as well for armor stripping, and then wah, 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 which does take it further. Don't get me wrong, it absolutely takes it further. Armor stripping is, believe it or not, a powerful goddamn thing against a Grenadier. But that just feels like I can kill them with anything at that point. Why am I using the one? You catch what I'm saying? Oh, my companion, no. Alright, we're about to have an acolyte up our ass. So let's get ready to deal with that. It's Malice! Hi, Malice! There we are, Malice has got his bubble on me. And then we just immediately roll out of it and kill him. Cool.
The longer you fight, the more successful.
So yeah, we're at 15 minutes in now. So it's a pretty stable setup. It's just activating all of the buffs to get the value from it. Which doesn't feel the greatest. Whereas the 2 doesn't need that amount of buffing. The 2 just kind of exists powerfully. Especially with the Kuvahek. The Kuvahek is just so damn good at landing the sheer power it needs. What it calls for. I don't even have to be particularly accurate. It's just present and is enough. Hydrate? Sure. Good. I did tactically slow everyone down there just so I could take a sip of the tea, then back to the speed up once I'm done. Because that's the flexibility we have. Does Arachne still benefit the build? It works on the 1, not the 2. The 2 no longer benefits from Eclipse or Arachne. I don't think it ever benefited from Zartas, whereas the 1 benefits from Arachne. And I'm using Nourish rather than Eclipse because it also benefits from the viral procs pretty substantially. Plus the energy income it gives me to allow me to spam things with lower efficiency. But even then, the effectiveness of the 1, I mean, at this level, the effectiveness of 1 is pretty much at its limit. If you go any lower level, certainly if you're not on Steel Path, the 1 is an obliterator. As I'm saying, didn't notice the 2, guess despite the change it's still alright. But here's the thing, is that it's gained range, it's lost punch through, as it were, because it's line of sight now. It has lost Arcane Arachne, which is a 60% overall damage loss, if you were using it before. It's lost Eclipse, which is another damage scaler to drop down. That's a few different damage scalers it's lost. You're effectively down to just strength multiplier of the 200,000 base damage of it. Which, that's a lot to lose. When previously I was capable of doing what? 500,000 base, then Eclipse, then Strength. To go down to 200,000 with no Eclipse, kinda sucks. But we can still get plenty of damage out of it. And Nourish is helping to carry part of that by applying the viral procs, but you can get that through companions as well, so you don't need to use Nourish for it. Nourish is more here for the 1 than the 2. Nourish is high modifier than Nourish what? Oh, Nourish higher than Eclipse. Honestly, not entirely sure.
How is
I
everyone
feel like I
doing
want to
this
say yes,
evening?
but also not.
how are finding the changes, Ken?
Well, let me just finish this thought, they'll get on that solar flare. So yeah, Nourish, I'm not sure if it's applying as elemental damage. I'm using it for the viral procs, and it causes the one to apply viral. But I don't know that it is actually buffing the damage directly. It's hard to test because of the way it works. Solar Flare, thank you very much for resubscribing at 15 months. I am doing well this evening, and the changes are certainly a lot to process. This was a healthy sized update, my word. We are eating well at the trough of what DE has to put out. See, Dom, you can't really compare to other abilities because this has just had a rework of its functionality. Any assumption you make is an assumption that could be wrong. Just like over on the Discord, someone's like, oh, it's got to be line of sight from Nova because they described it as rendered on screen. It turns out that's not how it works. It's how D wrote it, but it's not how D coded it. DE math is its own thing, so you can't run on any assumptions. The only assumption you can make is that you can't make assumptions. Okay, he wants to protect himself. Okay, that was good. He was mid-roll and still managed to ragdoll me. Come on, take some damage. Okay, not from that. You know, that works. Hit him with all the blast procs. That works. Hello, Ron. Weapon-based ability set a strong precedent, seem consistent. You say that, and then we've had a weapon-based ability literally change with this update. Tom, I cannot stress this enough. Don't make assumptions. You don't know. We would like it to work that way. It would be a positive. But until you know, it's a reworked frame and abilities. I cannot put this any nicer way other than restate it more irritably. Said Arachne's working the one? I did, yes, because that I have tested and verified. So I'm not going to discuss this further with you. Until you get in the game yourself or give me the opportunity to demonstrate as best as I can, there is nothing more to discuss. You're setting a bad example right now. So let's get out of the mission. We've done 20 minutes here. How good is the antimatter augment? Antimatter drop augment. Ooh, I've not really tested with it, but honestly, so far the description of it doesn't seem worthwhile. I've not meddled with Kome yet. No, the focus today is on Nova. By yellow energy color because it was set to that previously, and I've kept it. It's explosive. Caliban Reworks got you first solo Natural Cell. Hey, nice. Okay. So let's try and clear something up on the interactions here. Or rather, let's clear up why clearing up the interaction is so difficult. Let's clear up just how much of a problem this actually is to tease apart. And believe me, I've not been sat on my house and doing nothing today. I have been trying to tease these details apart. That's fine, Tom. Everyone who makes assumptions always has a reason they can't just test it. That's fine. Always the case. So, let's get ourselves an Exo Goxad officer. Something nice and survivable. All the levels, all the seal path. So if we have just the build I've been using so far, and we wanted to demonstrate, yeah, that's a lot of bloody damage numbers, isn't it? That is... Oh, did these not go on earlier? Shit me. Okay, there we are. My bad. Look at all those damage numbers. And tell me you can tell what's going on nice and easy. It's not an easy one. So now let's add Nourish. And now let's see if we can try and figure out if Nourish is buffing it or if the Viral Block is buffing it. Bear in mind, I'm not even recasting yet. This is just happening. This is a recast. And this is another recast. Does that look like something easy to tease apart the interactions on? Because the answer is no. No, it does not look easy. If you think it looks easy, you're not watching my stream, you're watching someone else's. So, it is going to take more than a little bit of effort to try and pull all the details apart. One thing I can do here is I can massively reduce the duration. Did I do that one of these defunct setups? Nope. Okay, well let's grab... The thing is I need to do it on Nourish one to be able to test with Nourish. So let's break the Nourish build. If I get rid of the continuity and message, put in fleeting. I do currently have an Archon Sharded I may need to remove because this gets us down to 3 antimatter particles. My Sentinel can't currently shoot Zom, no. So, let's see if we can get the information. I'm going to have to switch to something that doesn't have armor. No, I can just strip the armor, actually. I can just strip the armor. That's fine. So, without Nourish, we're seeing 609 on the Heat Blast hits, which is pretty cool. If I then add Nourish, to say there was more damage there would be an understatement. That would be an understatement. I'm going to make these numbers a lot bigger. Try and have a better idea as to what's happening here. So everything's reset, all buffs have run out because very low duration. You see 609 with the Heat Blast. If I add Nourish to it, 1294 was the first one I saw there. 1294. When the original, waiting for the procs to go, was 609. So that is a 112.5% increase. 114% damage increase. Within testing parameters, that suggests to me Nourish is a damage buff to the 1. That would suggest to me it is. I'll be honest, when I was trying this earlier, I was trying with a slightly different setup, and just trying to see the procs coming through was a pain in the ass. Let's get some more energy. Luckily, these numbers are layering slightly better than they were earlier. I don't know what's changed, or if nothing's changed, it's just pure luck. One thing of note is that it is the blast proc that is getting replaced with Nourish when we go into Viral. So we either get Heat Blast or Heat Viral. We're not getting Blast Viral to happen. So that indicates to me that it's applying it to the blast, but not to the heat. I may be incorrect on that, but it's what I'm observing so far. Worth using Archon Vitality? It may be. Again, I'm going to still need to play around with things on that. Best progenitor for Tenet Archoplasmor? Your choice of Toxin, Heat, or Magnetic, depending on the kind of build you're going for. Are we getting a new Nova Guide? Yes. I was already planning on it. Changing up Nova doesn't stop my plans. Hoping to see a blast viral. I'm not seeing one. See, I think the heat... but the damage is there. The heat's got to be affected. Unless... maybe because it's a forced proc. Because the heat one is forced. So maybe because of the way the mod works on that, there's no chance. Yeah, we're guaranteed status effect. So despite the fact that we're guaranteed a blast proc from the base ability, that one might be 100% status chance, whereas this is a forced proc. God damn it. That's weird. Exactly, Son. Yeah. Now you got a picture. Yeah. Please do not guess. We're observing and figuring from that. Maybe we can use status vulnerability. It might be a way to differentiate it. Status vulnerability as in what? To target something with an ability to make it more vulnerable to status effects. So void. Not void. Yeah. Tau damage, even. Yeah, it would have to be Tau, so we'd need to get in Caliban to verify that. And even then, what are we verifying? At best, we'd be verifying, hurrah, we just got an extra blast proc. I don't think that really helps. I think the main takeaway is we're not seeing blast viral, we're only ever seeing heat viral or heat blast. It can float, so it's not just a Caliban thing, but more to the point is still why you use it. What is it testing? What is it demonstrating? If we can't say what it's testing or demonstrating, then the real question becomes, what's the value? Why are we doing that thing? Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't see what it actually gives us. Other than, haha, look, more status effects happened. So, with this setup, putting back in the bits we had before, we had that, and we had this in here, I think it was, for the Enriched Pulsar. Now, there is the matter of Archon Vitality. State effects applied for abilities, heal heat damage will be applied twice. So this would mean that this neutron star, giving us 609.6 with a guaranteed heat proc of therefore 304.8. That would instead effectively be giving us 609.6 heat proc per second. All the heat value will be doubled. That is the AoE bit, so that would be applied to all enemies, so it would be increasing our damage output significantly. Looking at it from that angle. However, as we see that Nourish is applying a hefty amount of damage, it is more than half the damage that we are getting from our Null Star, even on the AoE. That does, in effect, reduce the amount of value that it's giving us, because that won't boost the heat proc. It only boosts the direct damage. So Archon Vitality can absolutely go into the build. We could, for example, use an unranked one to replace Augur Message, because we don't need the health. But we could replace Augur Message, we lose a bit of duration, we gain the double damage there. Or, sorry, double heat procs. It's not double damage. Assuming an enemy dies within, say, 2 ticks of the heat, so that's 2 seconds after being hit, the heat proc will trigger twice. dealing an extra 609.6 damage. Whereas on its own, we got 609.6. Plus again for the Spatey proc. And then also the boost from Nourish, which is 1.14. It would be a 32% damage increase. But we'd also lose Augur Message, so we'd lose some of the particles, bringing down the amount of damage being thrown out that way. It is also my only shield conversion mod on here. These are our tank. This is giving us a lot of power. That's necessary for the old setup. That's our energy. That is an even bigger duration bonus, so we can't drop that. In the mission, so much damage from blast proc chaining explosions. That is also true. That is absolutely also true. If an enemy dies whilst it has a blast proc on them, it deals, what, 3 times the initial blast damage in an AoE. Which, granted, isn't that much more. Like, 2,000-ish damage, a little over 2,000 damage here. Less than 2,400. Ignoring all the multipliers and scaling going on with that. It's 2,400 on that AoE, and then also to a limited radius. Just refresh all of my knowledge on that one. Blast damage Warframe wiki. So yeah, it's only a 5 meter AoE, 300% of base damage per proc. Base damage is not going to include the Nourish bonus, but it is going to include viral stacks for more damage just as a result. But then all damage counts that, so it doesn't matter really. But that just contributed further to Archon Vitality being less of an increase than one might hope. So that's the question then. Do we go Archon Vitality or Augur Message? Do I have an unranked Vitality? I do. Well, let's see. If I go with a whole bunch of heavy gunners, bring down the scale of them a bit here, rather than the Exogok stats, and set them to a more reasonable 140. How many recasts do I need to kill them all? Activate this. Activate Nourish. 1 recast. 2 recast. 3 recast. 4 recast. 5 recast. 5 recast, we get the last one dead. Okay. 5 recast got the last one dead. Now if we switch that back, and I don't imagine this is going to be any faster. Sure, let's just fall over again, that's fine. Grab you, grab you. Wait, one of them's not dead. There we are. One recast. 2 recast. 3 recast. 4 recast. 5 recast. 6 recast. Okay. That would indicate that Vitality may be better for us there. Just a little bit. It's close, so let's give it a few runs. Let's change up to a Grenadier Battle Group. One recast. 2 recast. 3 recasts. 4 recasts have killed the area. Okay. And then again back to the Archon Vitality. Same group. Same buffs. 1, 2, 3. We're basically already cleared. Yeah, so Archon Vitality is definitely an improvement. No more questioning needed on that, despite the loss of Augur Message, which may be a problem for tanking purposes. That'll only be seen in a proper mission. That is a damage output increase. That is a positive. There is an argument to be made of going for health tanking rather than shield as a result, because then we could get rid of prime redirection. I don't know if I'm comfortable going that route, but only testing will tell. We can swap out Aegis for Grace. It does leave us this spot open where we could go back to the message, or we'll go for something else. Yeah, the blue shards are flow replacement. Absolutely. Energy max, energy max. I've also got on-spawn energy, casting speed, and a little bit of duration, because I have a slot left over. Nova does have a good source of health orbs now, so health tank is more viable. That is true, yes. If we use the slow effect, we do get more health orbs. And vice versa, if I'm using a speed effect, because of equilibrium, I still get health through the energy orbs. That is very true. I don't know why that didn't trigger my head while I was getting so many orbs. Of course. How much does that trigger? It's only 15%. Only. But it is an option. Utilize a health tank if you can avoid it, because if you get distracted you die. A valid concern. I mean, we could just go back to the message here and do a hybrid build. Because we'll still get a little bit of shields from this, which will give us a shield gate replenishment, on top of having our health available to us. With adaptation and our Null Star combined, we have a theoretical max of 99% damage reduction. Add in our armor, 99.3% damage reduction. That 0.3 is not doing a lot, but it's there. Use health conversion. That is true as well. I don't really want to go another tank mod, because I know that the 2-mod shield was working. So if we go another tank mod, we might as well just be back to shield tanking. The shield was working. So you're very right, we can go down that road. It's just, if we're doing that much, might as well just go with Aegis. Aegis gives the middle finger to damage so often. It's beautiful. But yeah, this does lean more into the benefits we can get from Equilibrium, so there is that tangent of a benefit there as well. Let's give it a try. Or fall over, that's fine. Just quickly re-equip the gun on a whim, because that is always nice to have. It's very true, you can put an Augur mod on your secondary. You're very right, King of Goblins, yeah. Does 2 scale with strength? Yes, the mod card acts like it doesn't. The mod card is wrong. It was wrong before the update, it is wrong still. Because... do you really need Grace with the Equilibrium for healing off any health orbs? I don't know how much we're going to get in the way of orbs, especially as I don't want to be using the health orbs, I want to be using the energy orbs, because I want to be using the speed up buff to get enemies piling in. If enemies are slowed at a distance, I'm not getting the kill rate. The slow is defensive. We'll only use that when we need to defend. So let's see how it goes. Let us see how it goes.
These foes deserve your respect. Honor them with quick deaths, and I with your victory.
Buff up, buff up, buff up.
Has been cut off. They're trying to choke you out. Hold on.
Speed increase. Oops, damage numbers are still absolutely massive. Let's bring that back down. Otherwise we'll never see what's happening. Oh. So I can't currently tell if this is an increase to our damage output, but it's still feeling effective. Let's again go for the speed up, because if the enemies are moving into me quicker, I can move them to hell quicker. What does Arcane Arachne do again? When you wall latch, it gives you a 30-second weapon damage buff of 150% pure damage. Ozzy, there's absolutely no need for that. It's on point for what we're doing with. Now that cannot be refreshed. You'll see it's on about 25 seconds. Re-wall latching does not reset it. What about Vigorous Swap? Well, that has a very short duration and a much lower bonus. So that doesn't actually help us. It would work, theoretically, but not worth the effort. Corrosive Projection's more effective. Oh, hello. Yeah, Corrosive Projection would be more effective. Growing Power would be more effective. So we just don't need it. This is keeping a decent kill rate. I'm happy with this. It's hard to say it's an improvement. I am very aware of the fact that my shields seem to be holding, which is kind of wild. This is... Oh, there we are. My shields popped. Something popped my shields. Re-up you. It's a shame there's no sound when various buffs like Arachne run out. So many buffs in this game have a sound effect to let you know they've timed out, and so many others, they just go quietly into the night. And the ones which quietly go, I struggle to keep up. Because there's so many different timers to keep track of, and I'm trying to not die to various effects going on as well. Trying to keep track of which Xmas unit I need to be focusing next. To then also keep on top of Arachne? Ugh. Not a personal preference. But yeah, this is proving to be decently effective. Do you play gameplay style? You love the Org mods and what it's doing for the survival? I mean, it does a lot for survival for caster frames, those who can constantly put out abilities. But I feel like it also exposes a either design choice or design consequence. The immortality ends up being just the way to go at really high levels. Thankfully, we do have hit point tanks, and now with the changes to Nova, another hit point tank we can rely upon. But yeah, immortality being basically the only survival at really high levels has always rubbed me the wrong way. It's like, do you want us to survive here or don't you? And I think the answer is they're not really sure. Let's just get a couple headshot kills, because I can. Keep deadhead charged. You never know when you might need it. You struggle keeping shields up on Nova, you put pillage over the two. I've not found that kind of armor should be necessary. Oh, look at this. We're just kind of casually going through them. Just re-up the Arachne buff. The more clustered they are, the more powerful this is, of course. And then if you really need more, you just do that. That's very effective. Where are you? There you are.
When you are ready,
Get rid of that
go
thing.
to extraction.
Now we've got Mania to deal with, so I'm going to hit slow on everything, just so it's a little bit easier to focus down the Acolyte. They have given themselves that immunity from range attacks, so we'll just cut them down. Back to everything being quick. Why am I still running forwards? What? My W key is working fine. What the hell was that? Okay, that's new. I've never had that one before. Rolling fixed it for me, but that's I will say I do prefer using Novus 2, it feels more satisfying, rather than this one jank. Can I have a moment to breathe? Thank you. Use Mirage Clips for damage reduction? Yeah. One thing with min-maxing is that you only want enough damage reduction to survive what the game's reasonably throwing at you. If you've got more than that, you've invested in things that could have been damage, or could have been control, or could have been utility. It's not the end of the world, but it is a nerf to your capability. And in terms of comfort, this is a very comfortable tank. At no point do I feel realistically threatened here. Okay, he knocked me over. That doesn't count. I can operate to fix that. How much does Nourish work on Novus 2? It basically doesn't. So you just get the viral proc bonus. Because we are face tanking enemies rather than dodge tanking, there's plenty of viral procs going around. But that's the entire benefit for the two. Grenier was offended at my comment. I'd be offended too if I was a Grenier. I mean, they too did have a queen die in pretty recent memory, so, you know, I can sympathize. Full rework nourishes viral damage bonus applied to 2's damage. Yeah. Now, the 2 is not a weapon. In rebuilding it to what they did, they have nerfed a lot of features of the 2. It's still very effective when done correctly, but it is heavily constrained in what it can do compared to what it used to do. And this has taken away build variety in that regard, like actual build variety removal. Thankfully we still have the Arachne interaction and Nourish interaction with the 1. If we didn't have that, it would have killed a whole set of buffs on Nova. Does Rest and Rage stack with Molecular Prime? Probably. I don't see why it wouldn't. Other slow effects stack. Speed effects, I've never looked into them stacking, but they're just an inverse of the slow, so I don't see why not. Alright, give my gun back. Beef. Spent good credits on that gun. Thoughts on pet rework in general? Lots to be investigated. Not sure on the winners and losers so much as yet. So, watch this space. Alright, let's shut down Angst Speed. And shut down Next. Cool, that was nice and easy. That one actually died. No extra effort required.
Look what our Tenno operative just found.
1100 kills in 10 minutes. Pretty good rate. Which hound's got postures? Oh, they didn't add the postures to the hound weapons? I hadn't had a look at that yet. I'm surprised to hear they didn't. That is certainly a choice. And I'm not sure why the choice. It's certainly a choice. As robotics? They are robotic, but they also have their own hound-specific weapons, and they act like robot beasts when you think about it. Oops, wrong button. I wanted to do this. I do like the speed with which we can send off Novas to, though. That is satisfying to me. It does really feel like I'm throwing the projectile at them to cause a big explosion. But that change is nice. Oh, worm's down. Where's the Maximus units? Worm's back. Found an Xmas unit. Robot beasts are still robots. They're also still beasts if you want to go down that description. Point is, there's plenty of ways they could have been added and they weren't. So it's an odd choice. It split hairs all day long, but game design doesn't require you to pull out a dictionary and start quibbling over the taxonomy. Oh, the door closed, damn it. There we are. Yeah, I'd say this build works. No alterations required, it works. So for a Nourish approach, which allows you to fully invest in one, Nourish Arachne approach, you can health tank it, you can shield tank it. And I think the health tank is giving us a little bit more damage output. Isn't it beast weapons can be equipped by sentinels? No. You can't put the Akaten, Batoten, or Lacerton on sentinels, no. You can put the sentinel weapons on Moas, Moa weapons on sentinels, but you can't put their weapons onto hounds. They're different. Does adaptation apply to shields? Yes. The correct answer is yes. They don't apply to Overguard. Overguard can charge up adaptation, but it doesn't get the benefits of it. Your friends may be confusing shields and Overguard. It is a common thing. A lot of people seem to think that Overshields and Overguard are the same thing. They're just not. Get it right. I don't have the experience on making that mistake to understand how that mistake happens, so just, they're not. But it is one that I see people make the mistake of. You also believe there will be a third companion rework for Moas and Hounds in another year. Sure, you believe that. You believe that. Alright. So this was using the enriched pulsar setup. The idea is using neutron star, so we haven't got regeneration of the antimatter particles by default. Instead, the regeneration is through recasting of the ability. Because of the inclusion of Nourish, this is being seriously buffed, and also our energy income is buffed. The Generalist setup, which is a shield-based setup, does not use Nourish, and instead this is set up with no subhuman abilities, so we also get to use Escape Velocity in this slot up here. The plus side is we've gone for higher efficiency, We get a bit more range, bit more duration, tiny bit more duration, but much lower strength. Molt Augmented is trying to fix that a bit. The idea here is this is our damage reduction, this for either speed or slow, damage vulnerability, and for recharging our damage reduction. We have this for just general navigational purposes or for getting banned for being AFK, and then this is our damage dealer for actually going big blapazonis. With the lower strength, the blap is actually lower, and with the lack of viral, it's lower again, so you need to find another way of setting up your enemies to die to get the full value out of it. But for general purpose, it just works. For general purpose, it does just work. And that's what the idea is. It's a generalist. Take it wherever you need to take it. And then Spiver is just trying to preach a case that doesn't exist. I'll be quite honest. We've got Arcane Consequence. We've got Rolling Guard rather than Adaptation. We've got Ivara's Quiver, or you can use Perspicacity. Perspicacity, yeah, there we are. But aside from that, this is answering a question that is only asked by people who think that Nova will solve spy missions for them. It doesn't. Like, sure, it has portals, and sure, we've added invisibility. It's nothing amazing. We don't need separate builds for Speeder and Slover now. That's just a one build setup. We don't need separate builds for damage and control. It's a single setup. Really, the only builds I see we need are the Generalist, which covers general gameplay, and then a Neutron style build. And that really is it. And Spiver for Spiver. Am I missing anything? I feel like I'm missing things here, chat. I feel like I am misclicking on a button. Whoopsies. There we are. God damn it, I hate it when tapping over like that. Yeah. Does the range on Neutron Star Ornament get affected by the range stat? Yes. So you can see there the radius increases. So that's why we have got a little bit of extra range to try and increase that a bit. More range would be at the cost of some other mod in here. Losing our strength, we lose the power on it. Losing our tank, we're going to die. Losing equilibrium, we lose the ability to ensure we keep casting it and staying alive. Because that's allowing us to convert the orbs either direction we need them. Extra duration, gives us more particles, more explosions, more damage production. Same again here. So there's not really any room to change the range. Yeah. Does it shotgun, so you can have multiple heat stacks on one enemy if a star impacts an enemy in range next to it? I'm not sure how you mean by shotgun, so I'm just going to describe it for you. If it hits an enemy, that enemy and all the enemies around it get hit by the neutron star effect. So they all take the heat damage, they all take the heat proc. Boom. It's a load of small explosions. Yeah. King Goblin saying to me, Nova just needs a build for defense, build for open maps, and if I'm not doing those, then just damage. Alright, well, here's a build for defense, because it's a generalist and it includes your slow. Here's a build for the open maps, because it's a generalist and it has a portal. Here's a build for your damage, because 2 go burr. Yeah, there you are. That's your build. This is my problem with trying to take this any further. I don't see what I need to do with it, other than trying to be hyper specialist, taking parts off of it to make Nova do more damage instead of being generally survivable. Yeah. Switching up the music, you requested some lo-fi. We don't often get a request for that. Sure, why not? The old neutral speed build, which is dead. Negative power strength is very close to it. Don't know if you want to talk about it. So what's there to talk about it? Let's think about this. What is there to talk about on a neutral speed build? A neutral speed build is, I want to cast Molecular Prime to apply a 100% extra damage to all enemies in the area, but I don't want to do anything else than that. If you were to drop your strength all the way down, one of these do that, this one does that. You still end up, surprisingly, with a 20% speed or slow. I don't think that's correct. I think that's not taken into account power donation here. Let's go into a mission setting. I think that's not counting power donation. Let's verify that real quick. That was correct, yeah. So you can get it all the way down to a 5%. Now let's have a look at the problems on that. The damage on the explosion on this has now dropped from 800 to 80. The damage that would have been on the 2 here had I shown you it, it's spellbind at the moment, defunct build, but the damage on the 2 would be down to a 0.8 times multiplier. Wormhole doesn't care. Null Star, damage reduction per particle. Can anyone see the problem here? Maybe you can figure out why negative strength is a problem. So this has absolutely killed the idea of a neutral speed Nova. Because you kill your 1 and your 2, you kill any variation of your 4, all you have left is the not speed modified bonus of the speed on Wormhole's escape velocity. And that's it. Yeah, it is 0.5% up, Bradley. It's possibly just rounding down because of floating point errors or something like that. But in any case, at best here, we'd be getting 16% damage reduction, which is half the damage reduction Nova gets from her armor. And if you ever thought that Nova is a well-armored Warframe, I want to know what you're smoking and how we can get it away from you. There you are. So, a negative strength build on her is now an absolutely ridiculously stupid idea. Don't do it. And to be quite honest, the only understanding I've gathered of what a neutral speed build was simply to put out the damage vulnerability on enemies without making them slower and without making them faster. In the niche case where you also needed a team where no one brought any kind of strength buff, because otherwise it would ruin your entire point. I feel like that's not so much a build as it is just going for nice round numbers of hitting a 0% slow. Because it used to be just using power donation, nothing else, you'd be on 0%. Make the enemies faster. It's fine. Just make them faster. If it's too much, somehow you're not dealing with the damage vulnerability well enough. Your team should get better. If you don't want to make them that much faster, then use a lower strength but not low strength, so you still keep your damage reduction. But understand you are just ruining yourself. If the enemies are too much to handle, slow them. And if you really, really want to make enemies vulnerable to damage, but not increase their speed or reduce their speed, mag procs, viral procs. Use that instead, quite frankly, at that point. Miralabe, thank you very much for gifting a sub over to Tulkavaya. Tulkavaya, I think that is, if that's how I butcher the name. Miralabe, thank you very much for that. Really appreciate it. Oh. Cheers. King Goblin say, I believe that you use black energy and use it to increase the damage you showed on videos without the Nova's help being obvious. Oh, are you referring to other people? The you as in the speculative you? Are you suggesting people were faking the amount of damage in a video by using a neutral nova? They were hiding a neutral nova in the corner and being like, the viewers are never going to know. I'm actually dealing double damage. The very concept. Just to let a little bit of D&D roll out there. Impression was amazing. Sure. Do I have a subsumed setup for Nova? Christian, I'm trying to think of how to say this nicely. Give me a moment here. You're asking the wrong question. You're asking the wrong question. I'm sure you have an actual question behind that. A question along the lines of, do you have a setup for Nova for general use, or for defense, or for spy missions? But instead you've asked, hey, I want a build that specifically uses this here. And you haven't explained why. Because you could subsume on anything you damn well please. Doesn't make it a good build. You could put on Breach Surge, but if your point is more mobility, you've done it wrong. Yeah. Don't ask for subsumes. Ask for a build to achieve X. And if X is improved by a subsumed ability, then that would be a recommendation. What ability do you get from Nova? When you subsume Nova, you get Null Star to put onto other Warframes. And the damage reduction cap on other Warframes is 75%. 75. So that means it is equivalent to Eclipse, but worse. Just worse. You might be like, oh, but you could get a little bit of damage out of that. Sure, yeah, let's start peeling off our defense to poke at an enemy. Nah. Can you prime on other frames with the augment? Can you... You know, I hadn't thought about that. Can you molecular prime on other frames? Let's test that. Something tells me no. Do I have a build that I don't know anything about here? You know what? I'm just going to create a conflict slot. There we go. Ormond starts 4. Okay, did I just create a slot for nothing? Yeah. Good point, yeah. The one augment makes it throw the particles. The sharing of molecular prime, that's the 4 augment, yeah. Oopsies. Ah well. Never mind, not interested anymore. Go away, Oberon. No one cares about you. Anyway. Here's old practical problem, not followed to the channel. You weren't followed? Wah! Poor Oberon? Nah. Who's Oberon? Are you on about Titania? I understand, you know, Shakespearean influences and whatnot, but I'll be honest, I really think I have reached the extent of the creativity that Nova really enables, aside from just hyper specialization. Because you could go, oh, I'm good enough, I don't need grace, and put Molt Augmented. Okay, cool. Have fun. You could swap out Augur Message for Augur Secrets, or for Augur Reach. Go for a bit of range, or go for a bit of strength, whatever you want there. Little tiny details that don't really change the build, they just season the build. That's not building at that point, that's painting the walls, that's interior decoration. What about a neutral nova? Oh god, here we go again. Ray, 1, Requires 10% strength to get as close to neutral as possible, and then you have no damage reduction, you have no power on your 2, you basically killed the entire frame to be neutral. 2, it doesn't really serve a benefit anyway. Speed up the enemies if you want them to come quicker. Slow down the enemies if you don't want them there to quicker. If you neither want them to arrive quicker nor slower, maybe you're using the wrong Warframe. Yeah. Neutral is neutered now? Yeah. Yes, I need to remember that, Moon, yes. That's not neutral Nova, it's neutered Nova. Got it. What's the shards? Agent Moose, you don't even need me to mouse over them. You got it correct. 2 energy max, cast speed, parkour, and duration. Wait, no, not parkour. It's not parkour. It's energy max on spawn. That's what it was, yeah. Because if you're running low efficiency, then being able to cast things off the bat is really, really nice. This is 155 energy. This is 77 energy. This is 77 energy. This is 38 energy. That is a lot of energy to cast if you don't have that shard to get you started. But with this, I start with 361.8 energy, which is a lot. That allows everything to get going. So it's purely there to start those low efficiency setups. It's preparation, but in a single shard slot. That's worth it to me. The most flex of all of them here is this ability duration one. It was nice for hitting breakpoints before when we needed to get to 300%. Now we don't even need to. Now, not a concern. So this is the most flex of them all. Casting speed is still really nice. I would not flex that. The maximum energy on spawn, purely for the preparation effect. And quite honestly, you could just pop an energy pizza at the start of each mission if you want. But I get it without spending pizzas, so screw everything else. And then double energy max, it brings us all the way up to 415, which is a really nice level to be at. Without those, we'd be down at, what's that, 265? 265 energy? It doesn't even get us most of the way across the board here. Let's go 155 plus 77.5, that's already 232. These are the ones here, plus 77.5, and plus 38.75, that's 348.75 energy. I currently start with enough to cast it all. If we didn't have those shards, the max energy wouldn't be enough for it. So these little bits are kind of coming together to allow us to just get into a mission without scrabbling around in the dirt, hoping to find some way to get started. We just go. We just go. Just random topaz shard in? Topaz shards. No one talks about topaz shards. Gain 1 health per enemy killed with blast damage. Max 300 health. No. Regenerate plus 5 shields when you kill an enemy with blast damage. Alright, yeah, that's got some potential if our shield tank wasn't already perfectly sufficient. Increase secondary critical chance by 1% every time you kill an enemy affected by heat status. That would work, but it's 50% modded critical chance. What a waste. And then gain plus 10% ability damage on enemies affected by radiation status. Nova no longer uses radiation. So yeah, that's a no bueno right there. Can change energy shards for duration, replace Augur Message with Prime Flow. You could. You're right there, you could. Swap those out. 30 duration, 30%. You would lose, however, the Aura effect, but you can get that on a secondary. You are correct. You can do that as well, if you wanted to go down that road. That is certainly an option. The only concern there would be space. Excuse me. So the modding space on this, we've got 12 left over at the moment. That wouldn't be enough for a Prime Flow as is. You could go for normal flow. You could you put it over Equilibrium instead? No, they're the same cost. if you had a down-ranked version of the mod, you could fit it that way as well. But yeah, again, that's more just changing the paint in the room. It ain't a new build. It's not a massive overhaul of the setup. It's not a change in the playstyle. And that's really the thing when it comes to figuring out how to make adjustments to setups. Are you rebuilding or are you painting the walls? Downranked adaptation, downranking it by 2 pips only gives you 1 back because of the former on the slot. So that put us at 13. Taking it down more than 2 pips, not recommended. Wonder when Topaz Dev Shard's not doing enough and buff it. I don't know if they want to buff it. I really don't know if they want to buff it. I think they made all of those combined shards as niche items. So they were supposed to allow exotic builds to have exotic alterations. They weren't supposed to be equal. They weren't supposed to be fair. They weren't supposed to be of interest to every player and every playstyle. They were instead enhancements, adjustments, new things you can do but don't have to do. That's what it looks like to me. In much the same way as some of the weapon arcanes. You look at some of the weapon arcanes, you're wondering, who the hell is using primary plated round? On reload, get a little bit more based on your mag size? Most magazines can't work with that. But every now and then it does. There are some circumstances where you'd use this. Most of them, no. Fractalize reset. No, actually, I can't think of a good one for that one. Never mind. That one just sucks. Let's be real now. That one just sucks. The other one you see anymore is purple crit damage shards. I mean, that one has a very broad use case, yeah. Very broad. Because it just says, hey, you doing melee? You doing melee with a little stat met? Hurrah! Do lots of melee. You can see why people are using that one. You can see why. Bruin Prime better have more energy? She probably will do, Tom. For the reasons you've outlined there, she probably will do. She may well have that. So yeah, overall look at Nova. She's effective. But she's also a little, dare I say it, too simple now. It's plated rounds on my Tenora Prime. Not as standard, no. Not as standard. Because even with the sheer mag size on it, it also takes too long to mag dump. I feel like plated rounds could benefit from having a much longer duration. Like, much, much longer. So, yeah. Really simple, no? There's simple, and then there's not really room for creativity simple. But I suppose making her simple, as I'm pointing out, she's fairly early. She's more than just fairly early. She is alongside Rhino in the Initiate Power Pack. Where is it? In the Initiate. Did they get rid of it? Or am I just searching incorrectly? They retired that pack? Huh. I am surprised at that, honestly. They left a week ago? Huh. What did they replace it with? Just... might not be featured. I was just searching and it just wasn't coming up. It was definitely a power pack, wasn't it? It was the Initiate Power Pack. Because it had Nova in it. That is a strange choice. I guess not enough people were buying it? Or those who were buying it were then quitting too quickly, which, to be honest, it seems reasonable. And new packs replace it, that's what I'm seeing, yeah. What's the site? They were mentioning it like once. It was quiet. I completely didn't catch it. Great, so I've got a video on something that now doesn't exist. Oh, that's great. Why the fuck did I review that? It was a try of something else. It was reviewing the value of it, but... Have I tested any companions with the new mods? Taking your question very literally, yes. Yes, I have. Well, that is still a surprise. For those of you who didn't know, the Initiate Power Pack gave you Nova Prime, Rhino Prime... No, it didn't give you primes. What am I on about? Gave you Nova, Rhino, a bunch of primary, secondary, and melee weapons, and a whole bunch of core mods, all fully ranked up. You would immediately get enough MR to qualify for... Sorry, enough mastery to qualify for MR3. It gave you so much. It was basically pay to skip tutorial, effectively speaking. And what was notable about that is because it gave you Rhino and Nova. Rhino a very simple frame. Nova far more complicated, realistically speaking. Far more complicated. But now it's gone. That is a surprise. I really don't know what to make of that. Yeah. I really don't know what to make of that one. As I'm saying, it feels like this update should have been released with the power pack, not right after it's retired. That's kind of what I'm saying, yeah. Like, this has made Nova certainly more accessible to newer players, because they no longer need to worry about these weird interactions with power donation, negative strength, positive strength, 300% duration for maximum DR, which then fades very rapidly. All of that lot is resolved in such a way that new players can access the modding of it very effectively. I mean, you look at this generalist build. You look at this for a moment, okay? Adaptation, not necessarily early game. Prime redirection, normal redirection exists. This you get access to early game. This one, it's an added benefit, doesn't need to be there, you can live without it, but it's something to work towards. Basic mod. Normal continuity will be fine, so basic mod. Auras, you pick them up. Escape velocity, molecular fission, augments, you can get those from the circuit. Arcanes, irrelevant at the early game. So you can absolutely make this build in a downgraded fashion and it would work. And then that pack's gone. Second part of the question, which companion would you use if you're farming for resources? Depends on the resources you're farming, actually. Yeah, it depends on the resources you're farming, Longshot. What resource are you farming? If you're farming open world resources for fishing, Oxus is still good for marking stuff. If you are going mining, I don't think any companion matters at that point, so it's just a beast with resourceful retriever. For star chart stuff, if you're looking at star chart resources, then it would be the Kubro. I forget which one it is. Is it Chessa? Chessa gets more loot from enemies. No, that wasn't the one I was thinking of, but like that also gives you more. Hold on. Definitely not this one. This is the stupidest way of doing this, but I'm going to go through it this way anyway. As it's a Hassa that has dig. Thank you. There it is, Tonica. Dig. Yeah, so Kubro sniffs out buried objects and digs them up. Plus 270% success chance. No idea what that plus means, but... Yeah. So you can go digging in the sand in the Sahara Desert, or you can Chesicrate. Yeah. So in terms of resource gathering, the Kubros actually seem to have a level on it now. Curious, you don't know a clever name for? Well, I mean, what does Curious do again? It hunts and stalks. Curious. Yeah, no idea. No idea. Hide your ass. If you're looking to hide your ass, that's what it is. That's the best I got. Yeah. Digging the Sahara, Chesicrate. Anyway. Point is, Kubro seem to have an option. Curiously enough, you want orange lighting? We can do that for you. Yep. That's more... That's a better orange. Yeah. That's a better orange. Initiate Power Pack is still available on Switch. What? You know this was a sponsored stream? It's not a sponsored stream. Why would it be on Switch, but not here? There's just Affinity showing up. That's weird. Oh, that is... Okay, fair enough. I mean, fair enough. That's niche. Also, let's claim that former. There we are. Huzzah! Haven't got any more blueprints there for it. I'll have to fix that at some point. Thoughts on the new Hildred Ornament? Let's find out. What are my thoughts on it? So I've looked at Nova to death now, and honestly, I can't really find much more to do with her other than just keep repainting the walls. So, what do we got here? Aegis Gale, Aegis Storm Augment, Balefire has an alternate fire during Aegis Storm, Blast deals 15% of Hildren's max shield as additional damage. Okay then. So the damage on this... What is that? Additional damage 2,000 up from base 500 or no 1,335. Okay. That doesn't sound like 10 times the previous damage. You can use Raffle Advance on a 4 now. Yes, she is such a melee frame. Certainly a choice. Sacred is saying, hey Ken, hypothetically speaking, if I donated $35, could I get the Merlina drone, even though it's not actually one of the drone options? For 35 specifically, Snake, sure. This one time only, because there is just the one drone, and I know how much it means to you. For 35 specifically, I'll do that, Snake. That sounds like a fair trade. And I appreciate you asking first, rather than just doing it and assuming I'll relent. I think it's 10 times because it adds around 2k base damage, plus the ult fire is 4 rockets per shot. Oh, okay. I mean, if there's lots more shots as well, that kind of swings it, doesn't it? Well, I'm not really sure what this build was, or is, or should be, but it exists, and we can run it. Let's see what blaps, I guess. Has this got the right strength? This will get to 327%. That doesn't sound like it's enough. It's teeniest of pips off. That's fine. That is fine. Nothing all fire needs to be charged. That sounds nice. Let's switch to good old worm. Take out the weapon for now. Shoot something. Yo, I do see in the background of all this, we have had a donation come in from Gabriel Bowman. Gabriel Bowman, thank you very much for donating $20.32 to QTCC. That has pushed up another $20, of course, right there, which means another 2 squats coming up for you. Absolutely. We got a 1 and a 2. And there you go. $20, 2 squats, easy peasy. I don't know what I was so scared of setting it at 10. I don't know what I was so scared of. Not going to change it though. I'm not an idiot. I'm not an idiot. I know if I changed that lower, I would be dead within the week. Yep, there's the Mirror Lab Smile of Doom. There it is. Stream on live is going to be such a squat feat. Squat fest even. What are those? Feet, like F-E-A-T, but fair enough. I'm surprised that you guys are letting Zach off and not seeing a maid stream. I'm actually genuinely surprised at all y'all. Ray saying, yeah, I was planning on donating again this year, but I lost out on a significant tax return last year because of it. You have money to donate to charity, so you don't get money. Ray, what the hell is your country? Donations here in the UK are actually tax adjusted positively. We have what's known as gift aid. If you pay income tax here in the UK and you donate to charity, you can then sign up to gift aid that donation, and basically they get extra money from your donation based on how much of income tax you would have paid on that money. That's so you got $27 when you had a tax write-off? Okay, well, yeah, that's what it is then. You did a tax write-off. So that's a similar function. Right? Oh, hang on, that sounds wrong. No, that sounds wrong. If you're saying there's a tax write-off, you'd be reducing your tax liability, which should increase your tax return for having paid too much. Ray? Oh. I see we've had another donation come through. Single male rent with no dependents. I mean, we don't need to get into specifics as to who you are, Ray. Point is that it doesn't make sense what you're describing to me. But first things first, we have from Snake Raider 47 a $35 donation. Supporting the cause with a drone. Absolutely. You've already let me know exactly which drone you'd like. Let's get that sorted for you right now. You wanted the Merlina Pandea domestic drone, the only one of these I have. But I did agree. We got the drone army starting off on this side. The conclave tried to happen. I figured that the drones immediately cleaned it up because they figured it was just trash. So this is my reasoning for all the drones being over here. They cleaned up the conclave machine, thinking it was trash. Ta-da! Look at him go. Look at them go. Isn't that wonderful? I'll do the squats on that in just a second as well. That also does mean that as a community you've earned the first Umbral Former Redemption. So that will be a thing coming up on the 9th. Lagant, don't watch that video, that's the old one. I didn't think anyone was going to try just randomly going exclamation Caliban. Let me disable that command before someone falls in and goes, oh, let me watch this years old video. That's going to be great. Nope. Anyway. What do you could say? I think the way it works is reducing taxable income, which may increase the return or just reduce what is owed, depending on how you set up your own withholdings. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah. So your tax bracket changing? Right, all I can think is that you live in a fucked up state. Reducing the amount you've earned by deducting a charitable donation should reduce your tax outlay and therefore increase the amount you get on a tax return for having paid too much tax throughout the financial year. A charitable donation should not reduce your tax rebate. If it's a tax bracket issue, unless the tax bracket you dropped... tax brackets don't work that way. In the majority of cases, they don't change the tax on the whole amount. It's just the whichever level you're in. So God knows what situation you're in there, Ray. Really, God knows. To the point of almost saying, maybe an accountant should have a look at that one. Because that is wild. For you to suggest that you lost out on something like $500 because of donating to charity, that doesn't make sense. Nah, that makes sense. What armor pieces are these? Good question. Let's have a look. Most of them aren't armor pieces. It turns out the only thing here that is an armor piece is that chest plate. The rest of this is just Hildren being Hildren. The rest is just Hildren being Hildren. Yeah, like, for example, here in the UK, I know off the top of my head, what helmet is that? That's the base helmet, because I think the Prime looks dumb. Oh, the base one. Here in the UK, I'm at a threshold where I pay both income tax, I pay national insurance, I pay student loan back, which is done on an income amount basis as well. If I were to earn, say, another £1,000 this year than I did last year, then nominally the amounts of tax I'd be paying on that particular section will be a significant chunk. And likewise, if I were to earn £1,000 less, I'd be paying a significant chunk less tax. Even though the rest of my income doesn't shift out of any other bracket, they stay where they were. So it's really, really odd for someone to describe to me that they've donated to charity and it's cost them on the tax return. It sounds like something else is going on there, or it may have been misreported, or you're in a really fucky wucky state. Which, let's be real, that happens. But it's damn weird if that's the case. Damn weird. And unfortunately, the only person who could probably look into that would be an accountant in your area. Or the donation is to an out-of-country organisation. Again, you'd have to run that by an accountant. Which, we're going in circles at this point, because I don't know your circumstances, no one else on the stream here knows your circumstances aside from yourself, and one would hope with that sheer value of money involved, you would have seen an accountant. One can only hope. Big eggs, cheers. Just join, can I keep getting on track on the stream? What? I have no idea what you just said. Sorry, Tim. Sorry, Tim Olsen. I have no idea what you said. Racing, yeah, it's not donated to QTCC again until I can figure it out. Understandable on that, understandable. I hope you do manage to figure that out. Like I say, definitely speak to an accountant in your area. Definitely. Have I seen new baseball gyre due to the new augment? I've seen a clip of someone bouncing her augment around, but let's actually go down to the sim and use Hilly first. Actually, very first, because we had the extra donations there. Those extra $35 coming in from Snake Raider. That does put us up at $669 raised. That's another 3 squats, isn't it? Yeah. $1 away from a 4th. Ready. 1, 2, 3. Easy. Easy. There we are. Let's update the tracker as well. Boop. Done. Was Cataban really released in the new war? Yeah. Oh, we got a hotfix inbound. Ah! Ads time was perfect, you never hear the answer. Well, step 1, subscribe to the channel. Step 2, let's have a look here. Have I seen new baseball gyre? I've seen a clip of it. That was the answer. I've seen a clip of it. Rare red text sighting on a Friday. That is rare. Really spooky one for showing up unexpectedly. Well, you take the next 3 minutes to recover from this jump scare. Here to let you know, we're addressing some prevalent crashes before heading into the weekend. Okay. Did I mention anything about hunting velocipods in the conservation video? Not, do you have any tips for it? Step 1, fly around. Step 2, use trank darts, not sleep abilities. I didn't call them out specifically, you're very right, maybe I should have. But it is very much a case of fly around, trank them. That's it, that's the entire process. In 2 minutes, so what do you guys have planned for the weekend? Well, I'm going to spend time with my companions. If you think I mean companions of the human variety, no. I do not leave the house, if that wasn't obvious enough at this point. Tell you, Kubros, I said hi. Red Text really lives the, one of the lives of all time. Ask for help to get updated on the stream as someone was just joining. Dyslexia sometimes make my wording unreadable. Ah, right, okay. So, if I'm processing this jumble of words correctly, you were asking, hey, what's going on? Am I about right there? Hey, what is happening on stream, yo? Alright, well, we've gone through Nova. Now, firing kills and stuff. Okay. And that was with no... what do you call it? No pillage being used. There's with pillage. Not fully stacked. Job done. I feel like Hildren should be more to the side of the screen. Like, it's alright when we're using a gun. When she's flying like this, her hover pad is literally over my aiming reticle. I feel like she could do with being more out of the way. Each shot costs you 50% max shields? I think that's just the cost of Balefire. You know? That's just the cost of it. Because if it's costing 15% of shields, I would have run out by then. So yeah, it's not that. Well, this would never be possible in a normal mission, but it's fun to do. Anyway. Any recommendations? How to kill Steel Path only fast? Arm removal. Use heat procs. Use corrosive procs. Use the corrosive shards to allow you to put more corrosive procs onto them. Hell, if you use enough of those, you can just use corrosive only. That will make it substantially weaker. Aside from that, keep shooting the fucker. It's just got classic damage attenuation, so just keep shooting it. And eventually it'll decide to die. More corrosive cap, that's why I say the shards. Archon shards will increase the corrosive cap for you to allow you to still apply more procs to it. So like my default Lavos, which I was using in the mission, has one of these in, so I was able to apply 7 corrosive procs. Not a lot more, but still more. But yeah, the other thing is you can just play on the normal mode because it's substantially faster, easier, and you get most of the same rewards. You don't get double pearl rewards on the Steel Path, you get 37.5% more. Not even 50% more. So yeah. So if you take 37.5% more time to do the mission or more, you might as well have been on normal mode. You might as well have been on normal. So that's what it comes down to. Some YouTubers saying Jade's I think can armor strip it. I haven't checked. Maybe it can. Maybe that's a bug. Maybe that's a bug. Still have some bragging rights? In that specific mode, I guess, or for people who don't like being able to one-tap everything, which is a valid concern. Some people want the extra difficulty. It just means when it comes to the Oni and you're there going, alright, let's just work our way through it. Yeah. Later in Incarnate can 100% armor strip the Oni. Yeah, fair enough. There's another option for you. Alright, hotfix has been deployed. Alright, let's load ourselves out for that, shall we? Let's grab that update. We can have a look as to what's in the patch notes. I imagine there's not going to be anything too crazy in there, given that it's a Friday, but there might be some bits. I'll update the game at the same time. There is a single fix. Fixes towards crashes that could occur if someone leaves the mission, dojo, town, or relay wearing certain types of ephemeras. That's the fix. Okay then. What's a good focus school for Hildren? You might not really need anything on her. She's not a melee focus frame, so not on Naramon. Unless you want to melee with her. She doesn't use energy, so Zeneric's no great. A Nairu armor strip, you should already have the things armor stripped, so that's no good. So either Vazarin for the defensive buffs, especially if your shields are completely wiped out, you can use Vazarin as a safety net. Or you can use Madurai for the sheer damage operator if you want to just screw around with that. Damage and power improvement. Yeah, power strength. So yeah, one of those two. One of those two. Oh. Mistyped my password. Try again. There we are. We're back. We are back. Madurai, Void Strike, X47 Amp goes burr. I mean, yeah, it's an option. Absolutely. Alright, Snake Raider, you take care. And we'll take care of the... I immediately lost it. Where is it? Where is it? No, it's not one of these two. Where did it go? There it is. How is that thing stealthy? Yeah, we'll take care of the drone. I don't use Steam Auto Login? No, I don't run it through Steam. I don't run it through Steam. I just use the launcher. I don't need to connect everything to everything. Like I say, I hope they give Haven a buff or rework. Just give Hildren like 50% damage reduction while active. It is the least compelling ability on Hildren, I will agree on that. But it is what it is. Hildren's been the way Hildren's been for quite some time, so I'm not holding out hope. But then again, also, I didn't expect Nova to get addressed, so these things happen. These things happen. The lifesaver on Steam Deck? Yeah, I can understand that. Steam Deck isn't exactly like your average PC, yeah. You didn't know there's a standalone launcher? There is, yeah. Yep. I just got the game from the Warframe website. Straight up. What's my take on the new Galvanized melee mods? Good question. Good question, because we got these new things over here. Galvanized Elementalist, Galvanized Steel, Galvanized Reflex. Galvanized Steel, if you're ever using Gladiator Might in a build, job done. Galvanized Steel is going to give you the combo crit bonus straight away. In exchange, you need to get melee kills to get the crit damage, but it scales to twice as strong as Gladiator Might. That's pretty much just a direct upgrade, let's be real. That is pretty much a direct upgrade. Especially as it doubled on heavy attacks, which the combo bonus from this wasn't. So that is a straight upgrade. You can replace Organ Shatter as well. That's a fair point. I feel like replacing Gladiator Might is the better choice. Because this one's crit damage is going to give you 60% more than Gladiator Might, rather than 30% more over Organ Shatter. Yeah, no raffle today, Moon. No raffle today. That's why it's not in the title. Yeah, if you're not running Gladiator Might, it's still improvements over Organ Shatter. That is correct, yes. Yeah. Galvanized Elementalist. First, you'd want to be considering Elementalist in your builds, which is nice to consider. Status damage is nice. The status chance on it being 120% at full stack, it's workable, but like, if you're needing status chance, Weeping Wounds kind of slaps. And you also lose the heavy attack wind-up speed. Interesting. I think this might be... Is this the first of all of the Galvanized mods where we lose a stat? I think this might actually be the first one we lose something. That's very interesting. So if you're going for a heavy attack focus, which Galvanized Steel kind of wants to lean towards, you might not want to go there then. As far as I know, it's still worth the status damage loss unless you're using force procs. Yeah. If you're not using force procs, if you're using just straight up status chance for your status damage, and you're going for status damage approach, and you're not caring about heavy attack wind-up speed, then yeah, sure, it can work out. That's the wrong one, yeah. You heard Nova? You're a bit late for the Nova. We've done the Nova bit for the last couple hours. And then we've got the other Galvanized one. We've got Galvanized Reflex. Heavy attack efficiency is down to 50% from, I think, normally 60%, but also 80 initial combo at full stack. I mean, that's brilliant. And it's only melee kill. Not direct melee kill or headshot melee kill or anything like that. It's just, you're heavy attacking? Cool. Enjoy more of it. That's brilliant. That's just brilliant. Yeah. No complaints on that one. That's just works in so many heavy setups. Can't be mad. So yeah, they look pretty interesting. They don't automatically fit into every single build, but they do fit nicely into a lot of builds. So do Enclaves? I can well imagine, yes. Anything that was using initial combo before can use that mod, probably to greater effect. No, not probably, definitely to greater effect. It's just a very easy, very powerful pickup. But you wouldn't want every single one of those galvanized mods on every single setup. But it's still strong, yeah. Pretty much Corrupt Charge is dead unless you want to pull out for 1 minute. Wins every minute. Yeah. Yeah, I see that. How much status chance would you get from a fully stacked Galvanized Reflex and Weeping Wounds? Well, Galvanized Reflex gives you no status chance. So I'm thinking you're meaning Galvanized Elementalist. I'm going to answer that question. This gives you 120%. This gives you 440. So that's a total of 560% status chance from those two mods combined. 560. But saying, ironically, Galvanized Steel might actually be a better slot over Organ Shatter than the Crit Chance mod itself. Not sure I follow. Not sure I follow. With all the new mods, how will you build Harmony use heavy build for mine? Honestly, just the same kind of approach you had before, but if you had either Organ Shatter or Gladiator Might on there, you can replace it with Galvanized Steel. If you're going for pure heavy attacks with the initial combo, then you can throw in Galvanized Reflex instead of Corrupt Charge if you're using it. And if you had CS damage in there, you can swap in this over it if you want. It depends on how you're handling your heavy attacks. Are they from Tenokais? Can I show an example? Not right now, no, because it's not what I was really focused on. I've not made a Harmony build post-patch to go through with you. Sure, it's a terrible build, but having a lot of fun with Reflex on Innodam. Yeah, fair enough. That's fine. That is absolutely fine. There was Jaya's new augment. That is Coil Recharge, I think it was. Can be recalled. Yep. I'm just going to replace that for now and just see what happens. How does this work? Does Galvanized Steel beat out Gladiator stuff for Exalted using Gladiator stat stick? I don't know if it would work as a stat stick. No, actually, I know it wouldn't work as a stat stick, so no. It doesn't replace Gladiator Might on a Glad stick because the stat stick Gladiator is the Gladiator effect, not the mod. So no, it wouldn't work because it wouldn't work. What about Nova comes to Jaya? Well, you did come in 2 hours, 20 minutes late. So how does this recall? Oh, hold tap. I see. I mean, it's weird, but I see. And then once it's popped, you can't recall it, which makes sense. Have we become the Kavats playing with the Orbiter decoration now? Can I shoot it? No, but I can still melee it. Imagine if you could do this with an allied Grendel. Did it lose momentum in the air when I recalled it? Not sure. The physics on it feels funky. I'll say that much. The physics feels funky. Just gonna chase it around. Guys and gals, I have for you Warframe Golf 2. It is a lot worse than Warframe Golf 1, but it exists. Can you roll the ball to the end? Oh no, my golf ball broke. Well, alright then. Lost my golf ball. So, I mean, this is the obvious way to do it. Swing. Back. Swing. Back. Swing. Yeah, that feels janky. That feels janky. Don't forget, D is always listening. Next stream, we will get a new orbit for Grendel. Sure. Sure. As I'll say, I think the more enemies you get in range, the more explosions it does. Alright, yeah. Let's spawn some things in. Screw around with it. Oh, I got it stuck down there now. No. Come on, we need this up the ramp. Come on. Over here. Over here. Thank you. Up the ramp. There we go. Don't fall off. God damn it. God damn it. We'll start a new one. Jesus, that was not what I expected it to do. Okay then. That made a little bit of a mess. But I'm not entirely sure I understand the Orban just yet. Not entirely sure I understand just yet. Let's get something that attacks a little bit faster. There we are. Once you pop it, the orb becomes a mini you. Okay. What'd it do? Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. This one does not really seem to explain itself. Sure. There's like games damage like Vault's passive. When you say seemed like, is there a seems you've based that on, or seems as in you're looking and guessing? You got new elements this patch anyway? I recommend you check the patch notes. Yeah, the sphere can be recalled. Enemies in its radius suffer electric damage and chain other enemies. Enemies pulled into detonation suffer additional discharges. Cool, I guess. I know what Vault's passive is, Coffin. I'm asking, you said seems like. What are you basing the seems on? That, probably. not sure I get the use case on this, but sure. I'm not sure I understand it. Aside from, haha, ball go bounce. Yeah, I don't get it. As I'm saying, I've been treating it as your 2 does a ton more damage, but I haven't even bothered with the ball stuff. Fair enough then. Zom doesn't mess with ball stuff. Got it. Doesn't it spread your 4 if you leave the ball? Is this a good time to mention I'm just not that big a fan of Jaya anyway? I've just never connected with her playstyle. Is that a good point to mention? Also, I have been doing this with just a go-to build with cathode current swapped out. If I understand, you're just kind of like, ooh, ha, ha, zombombs. Now there I did cast pillage as well, so it's slightly cheating. But like, without the ornament, just goes, woo, zoom, ha. Not as many electric procs, because it's not bouncing around 5 million times, but yeah. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to leave that to someone who understands Jaya better. I'm not going to make a video on that one. I feel like I've got better things to do than try and relearn Jaya for a single augment. I've done that enough times. Other people can have fun with her. Just not invested. How many rumors do I have? Currently only a few of them going around, but if there are enough donations to QDCC, I can add a few more. Just a couple more. They're ready and waiting. Also, I blinked and missed it. What happened there? On the donation side, we have from Moon Alum 17 with an $81 donation. And thanks again for hosting and fostering one of my favourite communities. You are very, very welcome on that, Moon. And thank you very much for the donation as well. Moon, with that amount there, I don't recall you mentioning what colour drone you would like added. Did you mention it? Are you here to mention it? It's supposed to be a round number, you don't know what happened. I mean, you put us up to a total of $750 raised, so that sounds like a pretty round number to me. So well done on that. What colour did you want, Moon? Which drone would you like? We got the bad boy, we got the chap, we got the classic, the zony, snob, or mood. Which would you like to throw down? Which shall we add to Drone Corner? What, it displays on the counter? Yeah. I mean, if you're not happy with the amount you donated, you can always donate more. I'm kidding. Unless. What colour would you like? Moon. Simply enough. If you don't pick, it's going to default to snob. Because blue. A bad boy. And a snob? Ooh, whoa, hey, whoa now. We did say one per person. I can get you the bad boy. can get you the bad boy on that. We did say 1 per person, because otherwise we're gonna run out of drones. Was it 35 per? I mean, it was 25 for one. The 35 was Snake offering it to get a otherwise limited drone. But you know what, Moon? Seeing as you are a VIP. You are a VIP. Little extra treatment for you. There you go. There we go. I have 265 drones in my inventory. I have a few, yes. Community has seen to that. Now, with this as well, with Moon's donation there, that does put us at 750. Oh, sorry, correction. Now 752. Thank you, Sil, for the $1.69. Going very much not a round number now. But that still puts us at another. What's that? Yeah, 752. 9 squats to do. All right. Alrighty. And we got a 1, a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You want more? You know what to do. I'm going to stay plenty in shape. Could someone please explain? You need to ask a question for someone to explain. What was your previous message? It is just a joke though. Yeah, no, I can't explain that. You need to ask a question for someone to explain. Why does it look like you're trying to blow up something with your mind when you do squats? Oh, Zom, I am always trying to blow something up with my mind. Usually it's the Warframe dev sanity because of the shenanigans we break here. Let's be real. There we go. That is $752 raised for the quest to conquer cancer. And while we're at it, that does mean that on the 9th, we have got quite a few bits and pieces all queued up for you guys now. We've got 3 formers to put in, 1 umbral former to put in. We got 100, 200, 3, 4, 6, 7, 6 100 plat giveaways to do. 2 250 plat giveaways to do, and a 500 platinum giveaway to do, all on the 9th. And we're halfway towards a mainstream. Halfway towards the mainstream. Obviously, if that doesn't happen in time for the 9th, Zach's gonna have to miss out. The only way that happens is if you make it happen. It's the only way. You ready finally getting the 8th rumble? We will see on that, Solomir. We will see, won't we? Half? We are indeed halfway there, yeah. Made streams are at 1,500. Every 1,500 raised, that's a made stream. If we hit 6,000, that's 4 made streams, just like last year. We hit 12,000, 8 made streams. And so on and so forth. If we somehow hit 12,000, I will be absolutely flabbergasted. Hell, I set the goal this year at 3,000 because I don't expect you guys to outdo yourself charitably every single year. That's unreasonable. That's unreasonable. Yeah. Has to be by midnight on the 8th. Has to be before the like more than a couple hours before the stream, so I have time to actually, you know, dig it out and be appropriately dressed and room appropriately warmed because it's a skimpy outfit. It's not exactly full of layers. It is not the warmest clothing to wear, no. Needs to be reasonably in time. Let's just put it there. Lore accurate Excalibur Umbra, 8 Umbrals. Ugh. It's bad enough what they've done to Euryale, Kamos. It is bad enough what happened last year to poor little Euryale. Euryale never asked for this. It's called Twitch's fault because it is Yao fault. Look at all of those Umbrals there. There is only 1 non-Umbral slot left on the things that can be Umbraled. And this appears as an aura. Aura polarity on it. Or reformer. That's the words. You monsters. There is one spare slot not yet solid on that frame, and I fear it's not going to survive this year. I fear it's not going to survive it. Bicolor, cheers. How long before that stream? So the stream with D Zach is on the 9th of October. That is this Wednesday coming. That is this Wednesday coming. So I'll say, sadly we can't make you spend Umbral on animal weapon claws. True, they did fix that, yes. They did fix that. Can you put Umbrals in the Extra slot? No, we tried that. We did try. It didn't work. I am very grateful for the fact it didn't work. So yeah, that is indeed a thing. Okay. As soon as we've had a look at a couple of ornaments, we've had a look at Nova. I'm satisfied with everything I've looked into Nova at this point. You can expect a guide to be coming on that next week. I suppose I should probably level up Comey already. Probably should get this leveled up, shouldn't I? Let's see. We need to slap some mods into here to get started. So, looking at that polarity there, let's go with Loot Detector. And let's see, for some tank, looking at our options here, I think Redirection should be good. And let's see. There we go. Good. Alright then. Purple lighting. Yeah, we can do that. That is blue. That is also blue. Where's the purple? There it is. The very light lavender button is the only purple one here. Go figure. Right, so what else do we want to do with this one? Well, obviously we want to have Archon Stretch, because that just makes sense. And then I think Prime Sure-Footed, because she's a bit like Atlas when you think about it. So that just kind of makes sense as well. I think that fits onto that slot. It does. Beautiful. We got 6 capacity left over. So I was thinking we'll need to scroll down a bit to get to the 6 capacities. Give me a moment. We'll get there. Somewhere down here we go. We're into the 6 capacities. Warm coat? No. It's fine. It's still in autumn. It's okay. But no, there is a certain thing down here that could work for us quite nicely. Here it is. Toxic Flight. Excellent. Alright, yeah. And in terms of the arcanes, obviously we've got to have appropriate arcanes as well. This isn't a full build, but we are working on it. So I was thinking what we could do is we could go for Arcane Ice to get rid of those really pesky heat procs, because they are a big deal. You don't want to get burned. And whilst we're on the topic of preventing burnout, we need to make sure that we are going to be victorious. There we are. Cool. So, alright then. This gives us a nice lovely setup. We've got our shields covered. We've got our health covered. We're not going to get knocked down. We remember to stretch, because stretching is good for you. Yeah, get yourself a nice stretch in. Absolutely. Wasting 1 capacity. Sorry, yeah, my bad. Hold on. I can fix that. I can fix that. Here, let's... Oh, I know what to do. Yep, there we are. Fixed it. Alright, cool. Zon... Yes, you reminded me. Yep. Yep, there we are. Now it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. You can't read the text because your bitrate died? That's for the best. Alright then, let's take this into a mission and level it up. Let's bring the Fulmin, because Fulmin is just fun to use. Alright then. Oh, that lovely toxin bullet jump. Oh god, that's horrible. That is absolutely disgusting. Ugh. It just clashes so nastily. Oh, gods. Oh, that's horrible, that's horrible. Alright, let's get this leveled up. I might need a little bit of public squad carry for this affinity. Hydrate? Absolutely. Blue 30, cheers. Oh, did you have to really describe it that way, Moon? Of all the descriptions you could give, Diarrhea Trail is not how I wanted to have this poor Warframe described. I'll be honest, I don't actually remember what these abilities do. I genuinely don't remember. Apparently I only have 2 dice to roll at the moment. I guess the passive level's up as well. He's like playing with balls, one of your favourite fun facts. I feel like pretty much every man on the planet would not consider that a fun fact. Just putting it out there. Kill 24 enemies while airborne. Oh, that I can do. Thankfully, we have not got some crazy nukers in this mission, so there are actually enemies left for me to shoot. That was a juicy multi-hit right there. Any more? I don't know where the tracker is for how many of these. Oh, it's on the left. I was looking on the right, where my abilities are. Didn't expect it to become a mission objective, but that makes sense. Touch the ground on that one. There we are. Reduce incoming damage by 3% per decree. Oh, okay, you know what? That's fine. Oh, I got 2 6s on 3 dice there. Ah, so close. Alright, let's activate this. What do we get? Kill 20 enemies during wall latch. It likes these weird positions, doesn't it? What does the game think I am? Loki? I am uncomfortably close to my sentinel right now. I think it's counting my sentinel skills. Yeah, well, that's convenient. That is convenient. We have learned something there. Don't forget your powerful ability you must build. Oh, powerful ability. You must be on about... I can't be knocked over. Yeah. Let's get into close range and then get not knocked over. Thanks, Phil. Appreciate it. Is Verglass Prime good? Yes. Come on. Come on. Can we can wall latch to this? I'm sure we can. No. Is this not... That's wall list. That is not something I can shoot. You know what I was saying about these people not nuking? Yeah, they appear to have changed their minds. Yep. Long range kill attempts. Just need one more. I can get this. There we go. Cool. We got bounce back. All right. Ability is not yet ready to cast the next one. I shall wait. I feel like I don't really understand that ability, but it's there. Kill 27 enemies while sliding. Oh, I'm taking an energy drain whilst this is active. Well, that's not fun. I was using that energy. What mission is this? This is Sanctuary Onslaught. Ah, we've unlocked the 4. Everything died as I used it. And I roll the 3 6s now? When everything dies during the cast, that's when I roll the 3 6s. I am insulted to the highest degree. Get all those clouds. Four more kills, we'll get this. One more. There it is. Alright then. Finishers deal. I don't care about finishers. And now there's a massive cooldown on it. Brilliant. How are we doing on the leveling? 16. Let's keep going.
Do not weep for these creatures.
15.
They
All
are
right.
immortal. They can and have faced a billion deaths. You
Kill 28 enemies at 20 meters away. Fun fact, it says 20 meters away. It doesn't say at least. Now, I'm fairly certain it means at least 20 meters away. But that's not what it says, DE. Come on now. If your programmers can put in the greater than sign, your writers can do it too. Oh, well, that's another energy drain I found. Imagine if you did have to kill them at exactly 20 meters. Even if it had a little bit of leeway, like within half a meter, that would be horrible. Hello, Mythic. How you doing? Any more distant ones I can take out? There it is. Hey, we gained some ability efficiency. Not bad. Not bad at all. Ah, where's that coming from? Now there's a really long cooldown on the ability. That's a lot of waiting for the next degree. Okay. I'm just gonna cast abilities. Do bits. It caps 150 seconds cooldown. Jeez, 2.5 minutes. I'm surprised that it seems like it doesn't start the cooldown until after the challenge either. Kill enemies within 10 meters. See, now you can say within. It doesn't say kill enemies at 10 meters away. It says within 10 meters. So they do know how this works. They do know more than, less than, within, that kind of stuff. Okay, okay. I'm just going to be highly judgmental because I can. Needlessly judgmental. That's after degrees gained. Yeah, that feels rough. Like, I can understand it being cooldown,
data conduit is
but a
over.
cooldown that starts after you get the decree that increases? That sounds a bit rough.
Hurry, Hunter. The conduit is closing fast.
I don't see my allies going through. Never mind, one just did. Yeah, let's go with them. They're not the host, so this property's going to end badly, but yeah. Yep, there's the host migration. Gotta love it. Yeah. So I'm saying also, funny enough, theoretically she's good in endurance, right? But there's a big hole in that. One that increases envious economy. The free cast one going up to 90%. Shield gating might be very rough on that. Then don't shield gate, I guess. That would just be my guess. You can absolutely do whatever you want. But, also, why is this one 50 enemies? I'm trying to understand the scaling of these without doing any research whatsoever. I'm just kind of vibing. I switched to melee. I'm just more likely to get this. At least nullifiers don't nullify the decree gaining. That would suck. There we are. After taking damage, roll to recover some of it. And now it's a massive, massive cooldown. My god, it is taking no prisoners with that cooldown. Christ. For some reason rejecting the challenge puts it on cooldown. I mean, rejecting putting it on cooldown makes sense. So you can't just like cycle through challenges. or keep going for the triple sixes. So that I can understand. But the cooldown starting not right away, but once you complete the challenge, that feels rough. Dev explanation is that cooldown is in service to some sort of stability or crash issue. That doesn't make sense for the cooldown to be after decree obtainment. I'm not buying that. Nah, there's either some misunderstanding or misallocation of reasoning there. Kill 56 enemies while airborne. Okay, alright. We can handle this. Imagine if they made this the subsume. Because like, it would just be an interesting any frame subsume. How are we doing on the leveling? Not there yet. Pablo mentioned the chance for triple six is not 3.55%. Something funky's going on. Did he say that it was lower than that because triple six is different to triple or above? Or did he say because it's broken in some way? Did your drone behave well while she was gone? Yes, it did. Much higher. I mean, they may have coded it intentionally higher to have fun, but also at the same time DE+. If you're going to use visible cubic dice on screen with 6 faces, please, for the love of God, just make it 6. If they've specifically coded it to work differently, at that point it's just an insult to our sensibilities. Deloaded the dice? Because like they could have gone with 66, 76. Or just said there is a 5% chance. They could have gone with a D20. Go with a different type of nerd. Go with D8s or D4s. Whichever direction you need to take it. How are we doing? More airborne kills required. Subsuming on something to handle these decrees might be an option. D1s. Sure. Sure. If you go out of bounds, you lose the challenge, but recasting brings it back with progress. Oh, fair enough. That is an odd interaction. Fair enough. Four more to go, then we'll see what this thing gives me. I don't even need or want the decree, I'm just invested in making it happen. It just gives me something else to do. Each stack of corrosive grants armor. Okay, fair enough. And now we're on over a 70-second cooldown. Not fair enough. It took me far longer than that to complete the decree challenge. Up you get. Up you get. Up you get. I'm dying rezzing you, so please get up quick. There it is. Are we leveled up yet? Nope. Off we go. Pack leader seems to be healing beast companions from their own melees. Okay, that doesn't sound intended. That does not sound intended at all. I think I'm the only one to have gone through, so I'm about to get... Oh no, wait, I'm host. I'm not going to get migrated. Thank goodness for that. Okay. It's happening now, it isn't? Maybe something else is going on, you just didn't notice something else. Alright, what's the challenge? Kill 37 enemies during a wall latch. I was meleeing, damn it. Ow, how did it hit me here? That's impressive. Nearly got it. That was nice and quick. Every third melee attack deals toxin. Sweet. Now it's... Oh my god, 1.5 minute cooldown. Oh! Well, that's the last decree I'm gaining during this round, isn't it? If you cancel the challenge, does it still increase the cooldown? I have no idea on that, sorry. Haven't tested that so much. As I've said, another funny decree on your list is Smoldering Strike. It's heat that combines. If you run Influence, it can break if it's not Force Box. Yeah, that's... Having a combining random elemental decree, I can certainly see that being a problem. Heat Viral wins again. If getting all decrees takes 6 hours, pass. You don't get a choice of decree either, it's just one singular random decree. Not sure how I feel about that. Not sure how I feel about it.
Data conduit. Proceed immediately.
Alright. Apparently I just gave away all my combo there. And again, I keep on mistiming it. Oh, it's decree time. Let's earn one. Kill 33 enemies while sliding. You'd have to tell me twice. Beyblade time. Oh, I got stuck. There it is. Finisher attacks grant 500 armor. How the hell am I going to get a finisher here? Over 2 minutes cooldown? Great, we're not going to get a decree this round or the next round. Woo! Oh, not quite that far, but it's still ridiculous. Guess I'll just cast other things instead. That is an insane cooldown. Also, armor decree lasts for 10 seconds on a finisher. Yeah, not all things built equal here. There's no way to reduce the cooldown. That's just... That's grim. That's just grim. That might actually take away pretty much any hope of this frame being great with that. I was understanding the 06 is not being reliable, that's fine. But the cooldown on that entire ability? When you can put it on Lavos? True. Lavos wins again, eh? Yo, Mastodon Ignite, thank you very much for resubscribing to Prime. Up onto 5 months now. Really appreciate that. Welcome back in once again to the community here. Ranked up. Yeah, she's max rank on Willie, so we're good.
Enter the conduit.
Cooldown's still running. That was indeed the last decree we pick up. How many did we get? That 4 decrees total? Yikes.
Hurry, Hunter. The conduit is closing fast.
Yikes. I have more? Ah, I saw 4. Maybe. Oh, was there a scroll I missed? Yeah, unintuitive. Stay at the top, pretty sure it's 8. Oh, okay. All the same. I think I might need to build the Warframe properly and investigate it. That's the thing with a brand new Warframe. You need to kind of piece all the bits and pieces together. It's not just one or two things. Debating wasting plat on rushing, probably doing this instead. Hey! Thank you very much for the decoration there, Zom. Much appreciated. Kome Enigmono. I have no idea where I want to put that, but let's put it somewhere. After that, we have something very important to look at. Not Enigmono. Engimono. Why do I have 3 of these? What? Alright, Zom, thank you. This is much larger than I was expecting. You know what? Back room it is. Big stuff, back room. Gifted one by Mirror Lane too. Oh, okay. Alright, they can go over here. No, there. There we go. Triple shrine action. What are we doing? Oh, you know, just hanging. Alright. Now, as we throw ourselves over to here, I'm aware of the fact that looks like there's been another dono or two, has there? Yes, there has been indeed another donation. This from Ellie B, aka Umbrelli, $100 outright. Also claim themselves the personalized postcard of appreciation. For those of you out of the loop on what one of those is, that is like, haha. That is one of these wonderful, lovely things here. Oh, yes, indeed. So that is going to be coming your way, Ellie. Ellie, if you are here with us as well at the moment, I hope you are. Do you have a preference of color of the drone you would like to add to the orbiter? Before I get on with the 10 squats you throw my way. Do you have a request, Ellie? Add to drone corner. First run with Koma, you rolled all 6s on your full ability. Nice. Didn't realize drone was included. That's okay. If you don't have a request, we can just go with the default blue. So we got Bad Boy, Chap, Classic, Zony, Snob, or Mood. Do you have the pink and blue one? I absolutely do. You meaning the Zony one? Because that's more pink and bluey green. You want the Chap one? Oh, I was wrong. There we are. I have it. I have it. There we are. Pop you at the front of the row. We're gathering drones. Oh, we are indeed gathering drones. Ductile say I'll be able to start donating next week after expenses. Hey, fair do. If you do it before the 9th, then you're more likely to secure things for that particular stream. After the 9th, we'll still have additional streams with bits and pieces going on. Any additional Warframe Golf entries and whatnot, but for the 9th is when we have D-Zack joining us. And of course, y'all want to have the most amazing stream for D-Zack here, don't you? Absolutely. Can you show you ship? My ship is here all the time. You see it as we go through. When all the drones are placed, go to Drifter Camp and let them run wild. Might be a shout, yeah. Anyway, so as I said, that is another $100 raised there for the quest to conquer cancer. So an absolutely huge thank you for that there, Ellie. And time to squat it. Yep. Now, there isn't a platinum raffle today. 1, because we're on a Friday. 2, however. 3, you can still join in on Sunday. 4, for the platinum raffles we're doing then. 5, and whilst you're at it. 6, if you hit exclamation mark merch. 7, like Silla's just done. 8, you can pick up one of these lovely jackets here as well. 9, the logo right there. 10. There we are. Bit of promotion while squatting. I have no idea how loud it comes through. I haven't checked that so far. It looked okay from the metrics. Time to get ripped, Ken? Sure. Yes. It was clear? Hey, good microphone for the win. Time for joining SO. Actually, Zom, that is, unfortunately though, where we are going to wrap it up for today. Is there a design on the back of the jacket? No. So it is otherwise a black jacket all over. It's just, you can get different colours on the website. It is just the logo right there. Keeps it simple. Keeps it nice and simple. No crazy cringe text, nothing that makes you go, I don't really want to wear that out today, it seems a bit weird. Just a logo that those who know. They go, hey! And those who don't know, it's just a teacup. Oh, that's some kind of engineering or tea lovers logo. It's a something. Conversation piece. Subtle, simple. A good way to have it. Means you can wear it plenty of places. And if you get a little bit mucky, well, you've only got one logo to accidentally scrub too hard. You're fine. Could say it's practical. You get it, Ellie. You get it. You'd rock a jacket with my classic Lavos on the back. Ah, see, there's a no can do. There is a no can do. I can't have merch that involves Warframe IP. Not allowed. Straight up not allowed. Because it's Warframe stuff. It's their designs, it's their graphics. Can't touch that. And yes, I have checked. But that's why you can get the logo, and that is why you can get things like the snake on the snack mug. Because a snake, they don't own a snake. This is very specifically an Eastern Indigo snake. So that could be on a mug. Oh. That could be on a mouse mat. And it is definitely not a problem. Hello, just cool. Unfortunate timing, as we have indeed finished messing with Novita today, and this is where we are going to be wrapping it up for today. We're going to be raiding on over to another part of the Warframe community. I know, on a Friday. We get to raid on a Friday. It's a little bit different, isn't it? I forgot to update the squat counter. We definitely did complete those as well. I don't need to double dip, pun intended. There we go. Alright, let's see. Who can we raid on over to today? The eternal question when it comes towards the end of streams. The eternal question. I don't know if Sympathy is currently live at the moment. Don't know if they'll still be live or intend to stay live because they were live before me. So let's not put that pressure onto them. I think they're UK based as well, in which case they probably want to sleep at some point soon. We've got Brozarm, we've got Mactix, we've got various others we can head over to. Let's see. Who do we want to go to? That is genuinely always a tough question. I think we're going to go Brozime today. It feels like it's been a moment since we last went there. So, raid is created. We are getting ready to head on over the Burst of Zymes. That is where we're going to be wrapping up for the weekend. I do hope you enjoy yourselves. If any of you do wish to support the Quest to Conquer Cancer throughout the weekend before we're live again, you will have your recognition on the Sunday as well. Don't you worry about that. And of course, look forward to the 9th. That is Wednesday. We'll be having a longer stream. And Zach will be joining us for the latter part of that stream, starting from 10 PM UK. But the stream itself will start all the way over at 7. And if you want that stream to be everything you imagine it could be, you know what to do to make that happen. But for now, that's all from me. You enjoy your weekend. I'll see you on Sunday. Ta-ta for now. Bye.